Another question I'd like to pose to everyone is how what's the key determinant as to whether a law firm provides a quality legal service? Jocelyn, what would you say you really need to do to have your client recommending you and coming back for repeat business?
I think it depends upon the solicitor who is dealing with that particular client at any given moment. And the success of managing that relationship has to be understanding the client, what the client is hoping to get out of the particular matter that you're dealing with, whether it be a piece of litigation by way of claim or by way of defence or a transaction, and having a dialogue with the client and trying to give them a realistic outcome, and not trying to promise them the world when you know you can't deliver it.
Yeah.
It's the dialogue, it's the understanding.
Edmund, what about you? What do you think really counts in your area of practice in terms of quality service? What do you have to do?
Basically, you being as good as your last result. Basically, the client having a really good memory of how you've handled their case. Hopefully you've won their case, or if you haven't, you've got them a really good result, or they've looked up other similar results and they can see that you're right at the top end of expectations. So
how do you achieve that?
In my field, you fight very hard for your clients. I think you listen to your clients very, very hard. I mean, if they're faced with director's disqualification, or they're faced with a loss of liberty, or they're faced with a serious threat to their business in terms of large fines or whatever, then you are fighting for that result, and you are making certain that you've really taken on board their concerns and you're looking to secure the very, very best outcome. The great thing about Everyman in actually securing that is that rather than being stuck in a traditional law firm 9 to 5, at some stages being very busy within the 9 to 5, some stages clock watching, you're actually incredibly flexible. And you can actually tailor your practice to your client's needs as well as your own. And that is, I think, very, very important in providing a quality service. Because I think sometimes clients will look and say, well, blimey, you sent me an email at 9 o'clock at night. Well, that's maybe a good time for me to work, whatever. But that shows that actually you could be thinking about them all hours of the day. That is a very attractive thing for a client. To actually see that you are somebody who isn't just going, oh, well, you know, I'm clocking off at 5 o'clock, that actually you're there for them. It's always been important in my field to actually respond to clients, to be able to respond to clients at odd hours and odd times, because you never quite know what's going to happen. So actually the flexibility of the Everyman model makes for, I think, a very solid and very positive client relationship, because they can see that you're actually going to cater for their needs, that you're going to listen, and that you're going to actually want to achieve the result. And also because you're self-employed. If you're self-employed, then to be honest, you're making your own way, and therefore you want to succeed for the client and you want to succeed for yourself. And you're not going to succeed for yourself unless you succeed for the client. And so it's very direct. You're not just a sort of time server in a traditional law firm. You're somebody who is actually out there developing their own reputation. Almost, in many ways, the Everyman model allows me to be akin to counsel. And that has its own major advantages because, as Rob has said, you're very much developing your own brand, and that's a very positive thing, and you can put all the effort you want into that to actually create your own business model within the Everyman model.